Coming up tonight on Newswatch, the individual whose body was found near the Union Pacific Railroad has been identified.
And a group of Iowa State students attended the National Cyber Analysis Challenge in Washington, D.C.
And the Iowa State men's basketball team scored 4 new recruits.
This is Newswatch 18. Newswatch 18 starts now.
Welcome to this Thursday, November 12th version of Newswatch. I'm Sequan Gatlin.
And I'm Rachel Gibbon. Thanks for joining us.
GOP presidential candidate Rand Paul made a stop in Ames on Wednesday and was sure not to miss out on Jeff's Pizza. Senator Paul met with locals and provided an opportunity for individuals to ask him questions about his agenda and campaigning. Paul also discussed his policies on health care, small business, the Bakken pipeline, and tax reform. The event was called Pints for Liberty, and a majority of the attendees were Iowa State students who finished the evening with chants of President Paul.
A body was found late Monday night near the Union Pacific Railroad near Freddie Court, has been identified as Iowa State student Dane Schuessler. Schuessler was a senior studying genetics. A spokesperson for Union Pacific said that trains spotted Schuessler near the tracks around 9:30 p.m. Monday night and notified the dispatch center. It is unclear that Schuessler was hit by the train, but it has been confirmed that no foul play occurred. The investigation is still open.
In order to help Iowan voters better understand the caucus, Iowa State University held a workshop with information about the upcoming caucus. Jordan Price got an inside look.
On Monday, November 9th, the Iowa Caucus Education Workshop was held here at Iowa State University. Throughout the day and evening, you could see the first in the nation traveling exhibit on the Iowa Caucus. During that exhibit, an excerpt from a documentary on the Iowa Caucus produced by IPTV was playing. In the afternoon and evening, students set up information tables on their political views, what candidate they support, and why.
So I'm a senior studying agricultural business and public relations, and I have a special interest in ag policy. That's kind of where my passion lies. And I think it's really important for Iowa State students to get involved in campaigns because we live in the state of Iowa, and that's rich political history, and I think it's important to help increase voter turnout. So that's kind of why I jumped into the political sphere, I guess.
I just have really passionate views, and I am passionate about politics, I guess. And I don't know, in high school we learned a lot about things, and I realized that I just want to make a difference. Right now I'm a child, adult, and family services major, but I'm thinking of adding a political science major.
I just think this is a very crucial time in our country. Some of the issues that really kind of motivated me to get out is the national debt. I don't think it's sustainable, so that kind of got me concerned about the future. Also, foreign policy, I think we're way too involved, and all of the struggles and the conflicts and the problems over there, I just kind of think it's best if we get out. So that's probably two of the issues I'm passionate about that really made me get out and get involved in politics.
You could also register for voting at the tables ran by the League of Women Voters of Ames in Story County. In the evening, guest speakers Kim Ream, Andy McGuire, Gwen Eklund, Josie Ray Bradley, and Dave Price led a community-wide training session and also talked about the Iowa caucus process. With ISU TV, this is Jordan Prince.
In wake of the widely covered events at the University of Missouri, it was only a matter of time before politicians stated their positions. Donald Trump is disappointed that administrators are resigning, saying that they are weak and ineffective leaders, and called the students' demand for racial awareness crazy. Democratic presidential candidates are taking the same position as the students on this matter. Bernie Sanders feels that it is time to address structural racism on college campuses. Hillary Clinton also agreed, saying that racism does not have a place anywhere, but especially not on a learning institution.
Recently, a team of Iowa State students competed in the National Cyber Analyst Challenge against 8 other universities in Washington, D.C. The teams were provided with mock security breach scenarios and have just 5 hours to find the source and extent of the cyber attack. Iowa State's team won the challenge and brought home $25,000 that is to be split evenly with the team members. Great job, Cyclones!
So, Courtney, The men's and women's basketball teams are through with the first exhibition games. What can we expect to see this season?
Well, Sequan, both teams are sitting undefeated in their preseason, and I think we can expect to see great things from them this season. I'll have more on sports after this. It's that time of year again, time to sign for college athletics. The men's basketball team gained 4 new recruits on Wednesday to make their decision final. With 2 college transfers, Emmanuel Malou and Donovan Jackson, and 2 brand new high school signees, Jacoby Long and Solomon Young. I'm really excited about those 4 guys. It's a good balance with 2 junior college kids and 2 high school kids. Point guard play was huge, said head coach Steve Prohm. Emmanuel Malou comes to this team ranked as the 2nd junior college recruit and 4-star prospect. As a freshman at UWA College in California, Malou, a 6'9" forward, averaged 14.7 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 2.6 blocks per game. We are all very excited for what Malou and the other recruits have to offer Iowa State and the basketball team. We would also like to congratulate Iowa State senior forward George Niang, who was named an Associated Press preseason All-American this past Monday. Niang is coming into his senior year season with 1,510 career points, the most points held by any Division I player at this time. Last season, Niang led the team in scoring with 15.3 points per game, and he was an All-American third-team selection. This year, Niang has already been named the preseason All-American by multiple organizations like Sports Illustrated and Sporting News. Niang is the first Cyclone to earn the honor since Jamal Tinsley in 2000. Iowa State held its first pentathlon last Saturday. The event, hosted by the swimming and diving team, required each swimmer to swim a 50 fly, 50 back, 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 individual medley. The event was scored by the total of each individual times, but only the lowest times would win. ISU sophomore Casey Roberts took first overall with a total time of 2 minutes and 49.2 seconds, while Savannah Townsend took third with a time of 2 minutes and 59.9 seconds. ISU wrestling has back-to-back dual meets tonight against Midland and Boise State. The Cyclones are still recovering after facing number 6 Virginia Tech. 133-pound Earl Hall was the only Cyclone victory of the weekend. We have to be more aggressive. We have to score more points. We have to give it our best match and really lay it on the line, said head coach Kevin Jackson. Iowa State should have the opportunity to be aggressive because Midland and Boise were not nearly at the same level as Virginia Tech. Heavyweight Quan Smith lost by major decision last weekend. Jackson is concerned about the heavyweight class moving forward. If the Cyclones stay aggressive and wrestle to their potential, they could come out with a dual win. We wish them the best of luck. The Cyclone women's volleyball team now owns a Vert device which can monitor each player and the number of blocks and jumps they take at practice or during a match. This allows coaches to modify practices and also prevent future injuries. This is the first year that Iowa State has had the opportunity to use one of these devices, and it's turning out to be an enjoyable and beneficial experience for both the coaches and the players. Vert works by requiring all players to wear small tracking devices on their body, usually under their uniforms, and it transmits data that is sent to the coach's laptop, allowing staff to monitor each athlete's movement. I hope more and more teams utilize this program because it's beneficial, said sophomore hitter Alexis Conaway. We wish the team luck in their upcoming winter season. This past week, the Minnesota Twins obtained catcher John Ryan Murphy from the New York Yankees in exchange for outfielder Aaron Hicks. This trade was conducted in part because the team wanted to free up some space for young prospects like Byron Buxton and Eddie Rosario. Later that day, Hicks tweeted saying, "I would like to thank the Twins organization for making me into the player I am today. Truly blessed to grow up in the organization." Getting rid of Hicks was a tough decision. He contributed 21 home runs and only contributed 3 center field errors in the 3 seasons that he was with the Twins. Murphy has big shoes to fill, and the team is expecting great things from him moving forward.
To monitor the number of Syrian refugees that enter the country. These controls are not to be implemented to limit the number of refugees entering the country, but rather to monitor and control their arrival. Refugees who arrive at the Swedish border will have 3 options. Return to the country from where they came from, claim asylum in Sweden, or travel to a different country in which they would like to live. These controls will last for 10 days, but may be extended.
When ISIS captured the town of Sinjar in Iraq in 2014, thousands of people were stranded. This morning, Kurdish forces launched an attack on ISIS in hopes to regain the control of Sinjar. By cutting off a major ISIS supply line from Syria to Iraq, The Kurdish troops hope to weaken ISIS forces in Sinjar enough to win back the town. Attacks on ISIS have been happening in this area for more than a year, but the Kurdish troops hope to be in Sinjar within 3 days.
Your beer belly just may be killing you. A new study finds that excess stomach fat poses nearly twice the risk of death for men and 1.5 times the risk of death for women. Scientists believe that far in the stomach area, fat makes its way deep inside the body and wraps around organisms. This fat can also clog arteries and cause diabetes that fat deposits in other areas. Don't worry though, through a healthy diet and exercise and staying calm, you can eliminate stomach fat and lower your risk of associated dangers.
The workspace in the Memorial Union will provide an opportunity for change at Iowa State this weekend. The Little Dresses for Africa workshop allows participants to make dresses out of pillowcases in an effort to send messages of relief and hope to children in Africa. The workspace will provide all necessary materials at no cost. Participants can stop by anytime between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. on Saturday, or on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. These dresses are sent to an orphanage in Central Africa. For more information, visit www.littledressesforafrica.org.
CNN and Facebook have teamed up to create a new app called Notify. With this application, users can select topics for which they are interested in. The final scores provides game summaries, while the daily AM forecast tells users about current and future weather conditions. Celebrities, music, and movies are among some of the other categories from which users can choose from. Facebook, along with other social media outlets, are expanding their efforts to become viable news sources and related information. Notify is available in the iTunes application store.
The historic downtown area of Ames has a new resident. Less than 1 month after the Cupcake Emporium closed its doors last month, another similar business quickly moved in on a vacant location. Ali Cake specializes in wedding cakes, but will also offer cupcakes, cookies, and other baked goods to customers. The owner, Allison Neely, has been working with wedding cakes in Des Moines and is excited for a new adventure in Ames. The new bakery on the corner of Main Street and Kellogg opened its doors for the first time today.
In other news, a 12.03 carat diamond was auctioned for $48.4 million on Wednesday, making this gem the world's most expensive diamond. Called the Blue Diamond, its selling price marks the highest price per carat for any precious stone. Billionaire Joseph Lau is the new owner of the diamond, which he bought for his 7-year-old daughter. Lau is known for naming his diamonds after his daughters, Josephine and Zoe.
And that's all we have tonight on tonight's edition of Newswatch.
Join us on Tuesday for more news, weather, and sports. From all of us here at ISU TV, have a great night, Ames.